Hello, I'm Antonio Mora. This is the News and News.com Day in Brief. Today's top stories in 4 minutes. It's Thursday, January 17th at about 6:30 p.m. President Trump and Speaker Pelosi should immediately tone down their sophomoric behavior and spend their time and effort solving the shutdown rather than in a childish tit-for-tat. Today, Trump stopped a planned congressional trip just as Democrats were departing on a week-long visit to Brussels and Afghanistan. He canceled the military plane that was to take them. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer called Trump's move petty, small, and vindictive. He's right, and Trump should also never have revealed in advance that top Democratic leaders were heading to a war zone. But what a difference a day makes. Yesterday, Hoyer forcefully announced the State of the Union was off, a move by the Democrats that was also petty, small, and vindictive. What in the world are all these politicians thinking anyway? Why would Trump even want to give a State of the Union address when hundreds of thousands of his employees aren't getting paid? And who thought it would be a smart idea for top Democrats to travel abroad for a week when the government is shut down? It would be laughable to see these shameless politicians accusing each other of acting like fifth graders if millions of Americans weren't suffering as a result. Was Rudy Giuliani trying to send a new signal about the Trump campaign collusion with Russia when in a Wednesday night TV interview he blurted that he had, quote, never said there was no collusion between the campaign or people in the campaign? Or was it just a careless outburst? The president and his advisors have repeatedly claimed that there was no collusion between his campaign and Russia. On Thursday, Giuliani tried to clarify what he meant, saying Trump did not collude, nor have any knowledge of any collusion with Russians. However, Giuliani also said that neither he nor I can possibly know what everyone on the campaign was doing. Valid point. But why are they making it now after almost 2 years of saying the opposite? If our jaws dropped every time a crazy revelation came out about Trump, we'd all have very long faces. But how can you not be astonished by Michael Cohen saying that he tried to rig online polls at Trump's direction? Remember, Trump constantly complained about things being rigged against him, when now it appears he was doing some rigging himself. That's just the beginning of the craziness. The firm hired to do it was run by an important official at a Christian university. Cheating, of course, is not the Christian thing to do. And Cohen allegedly paid for the service with about $12,000 in cash delivered in a Walmart bag. He reportedly did not pay the balance of the firm's $50,000 fee, but he got reimbursed by Trump for the full amount. Cohen denies the account of the financial dealings. Giuliani said it's all BS. Trump spoke at the Pentagon today, and after reports he'd suggested withdrawing from NATO, he said the U.S. is 100% committed to the North Atlantic Alliance. He repeated his insistence that NATO members must pay more for their own security. Warnings that the government shutdown is increasing the risk of a recession are getting louder. Economists and Wall Street analysts were already concerned about an increasingly fragile economic environment. 2019 has begun with a big weather bang for the Midwest and Northeast. Another dangerous blizzard and ice storm is forecast to hit from the plains to Maine over the next few days. It's expected to cause power outages and a travel nightmare. California is also seeing some nasty weather. A series of storms have pounded the whole state, triggering mudslides, flooding, avalanche warnings, and dangerous travel conditions. At least 5 deaths are attributed to the storms. Tens of thousands have lost power. Trump derangement syndrome is even affecting obituaries. The family of an 87-year-old Kentucky woman wrote in her obit that, quote, her passing was hastened by her frustration with the Trump administration. The Louisville Courier-Journal, which has been around for almost 200 years and is not a conservative paper, rejected it, but has now apologized, saying, quote, partisanship should have no role in deciding what gets included in an obituary that captures a loved one's life. A sad consequence of all this political bickering is that we've lost our sense of humor. In our Alternate Universes segment, The Great Divide Between Conservative and Liberal Media, this is how CNN's Jake Tapper began his show. Quote, the President of the United States is using the U.S. military to get revenge on the Speaker of the House. First, where was his outrage yesterday when Pelosi suggested delaying the State of the Union address? And second, note the bias involved in using the military to make Trump's vengeful behavior look even worse. That's just the beginning of the incredible bias in all the reporting on the topic. Too much to list. Same for MSNBC, which had a panel of all anti-Trump analysts on their 4 p.m. show today. But on Fox, the mood was almost gleeful at times as their hero Trump struck back at their villain Pelosi. Their news shows played it a little straighter than the folks on the left, but clearly enjoyed the fact that Democratic lawmakers were stuck on a bus for an hour waiting to see if they'd travel. Again, the big issue is that most of these shows still claim to be journalistic and objective. I've got no sense of humor about this. We have all the stories. They're much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you'll find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video. Please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, and follow me on Twitter at AMoraTV. I'll see you again tomorrow.